Phoebe and I'm part of the STEM response team here at the University of Wolverhampton. In this session, we're going to be taking a look at student finance and budgeting as part of our Transition to Higher Education series. So, relax and think logically. Thinking about money can be super stressful. So when you start thinking about it, just make sure to take a deep breath and follow this guide for foolproof budgeting. Once you have a clear mind, you can make sure that you can think properly about the numbers and make more sense of your new budget. So prioritization is key. Write down all of your financial priorities. Start with the things that must be paid. For example, your rent, bills if they're separate, food, any transportation, etc. These are all of your basic essentials. Once you have these figured out, you can move on to the next step. Spreadsheets are your friend. Now, it does sound intimidating, but don't worry, it's really easy. So start off your spreadsheet with a list of financial priorities, the one we mentioned earlier. Pop the amount that they cost next to each one. So for example, 1,400 in rent, 700 on food per semester, etc. These are called your outgoings. Find out your incomings by going onto the Student Finance England website and looking at your maintenance payment schedule. Not your course fees, your maintenance. This could be in the form of a loan or a grant. And do be sure you can only do this once your student finance maintenance loan and grant are fully approved. Once you find out your student finance semesterly payments, line these up on your spreadsheet, and these are your incomings. Add up your semesterly outgoings and incomings to get your totals, and subtract the total of your outgoings from the total of your incomings to get your final number. And there can be two outcomes to this. So outcome number one is you have a positive number. This is great. This means that you can pay for all of your essentials and have a bit of money left over. This is called disposable income. This can be saved, spent, or a little of both. And I'll talk to you more about this later. There's outcome number two, which is where you have a negative number. Now this isn't ideal, as it means that you don't have enough money to cover all of your essential expenses. You can combat this in two different ways. You can reduce your outgoings. So for example, maybe be more strict on your food budget, maybe find somewhere to live that has cheaper rent and bills, or you can do this by increasing your incomings by maybe getting a job. So, saving at university, you might think that having a savings account at university sounds impossible, but it isn't. Remember the disposable income part? Well, depending on how much you have at the end of each semester, you can put some of that to one side. A good tip is to save the day you get paid. The day that your student finance comes in, or the day you get paid from your extra job, put a quarter or maybe even a third of that guaranteed disposable income from that paycheck into a savings account. Remember, no matter how little or how much, savings are savings. These can be used for after university or if you have an emergency. And no, an emergency does not mean a Chinese takeaway. So, moving on to food. It's very easy to fall into the trap of eating terribly at university. But if you can read instructions, then you can cook. Try to buy cheap vegetables and fruits, like peppers, onions, or bananas. Keep an eye out for yellow stickers. These mean that you can buy cheaper food that goes out of date on that day. You can freeze this food and keep it for future use. Just remember your food safety. Wash your hands if you've handled raw meat if you're inclined that way. And only freeze food once when raw and once when cooked. And that brings us to the end of this session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the STEM Response Team website for even more fantastic learning resources. Bye bye.